Welcome into a Sunday night edition of the Jordy Culotta Show, live here and powered by the offices, the law offices of Lance Beal, located down in Lafayette, Louisiana on Jefferson Street. Remember, get in touch with our attorney at law, Lance Beal. You can call him 337-991-6263 in the Lafayette or Acadiana area. He understands small business. If you've got small business issues, get in touch with the attorney, Lance Beal from Lafayette. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are here on this Sunday. We appreciate you tuning in with us. Remember, here on the Jordy Culotta Show, help us out a little bit before we get going. Rohan is here. Noah is here. Like, share, comment on the post, as that helps us out tremendously. We will talk to standout defensive end BJ Ojulari here from LSU in a couple of minutes as LSU falls embarrassingly on the road on Saturday versus Ole Miss, as the Tigers just could not get anything going. It felt like Saturday, 31-17. They fall to the hands of Lane Kiffin. I think that Ed Orgeron said it best afterwards, following the game, when O said, "I don't know what happened." Which I think we can probably expect.
Got my 17.
Yeah, right. I mean, what is that, AJ boy? Hey, catch a drink tonight in Oxford? I'll let the plane fly back. We're good, man. I got no idea what's happening here. I think this is probably going to be the theme for the next couple of weeks here with LSU football. If you can get this thing safely as home as possible, and it might get real bad before it gets any better here in Baton Rouge. I think Saturday was a nice sign of that, of what's to come. It was a quick start for the offense as they put up 7, and then after that, I think they got 3 first downs the rest of the – I mean, it was painful to watch. 31-17 they fall.
I think the next 4 was like punt, fumble, turn, something like that.
Yeah, just fell apart.
Yeah.
Wheels completely fell off.
I mean, both sides of the ball at the beginning looked great. We get a stop, score, stop. Then we get back down to the 3-yard line.
No. Let's not overlook the turning point. The turning point of that sequence you talked about. There was a very big decision. In there, correct? There was a very big decision.
Fourth and goal.
Right? There's a big decision there. And one would have to wonder, if you weren't already relieved of your duty, would you have kicked the field goal?
Yeah.
Right. Take the points.
And but this is the thing when I say when we talk about coaches, Jay, and no matter, dude, don't matter if you're in or out, you're still a coach.
Right.
And so you're still a head coach to make these decisions. And to me, on the road, not granted, and I'm saying this knowing that if you would have went for it, got the touchdown up 14, woo-de-woo. But what I'm talking about is just when you have a philosophy that you follow, and these coaches have these little cards in their pocket, that's situational football, and you look at it, it tells you for end of the first quarter, teams on the road in the SEC, tumultuous week. We're off to a really good start.
Just take the points where you can get them, man.
Some points. I know we got to score. It's Ole Miss. I understand that. But defense, like you pointed out, defense is playing fantastic. Offense is RPOing and moving the football, bang plays across the middle, leading on down there. You take the points, man, and you continue to play, and you continue to play, and you continue to play. I think that was a very, very, very big decision and turning point. I don't think it cost us the game, but it's a turning point in momentum of the first quarter of that football game, and it led into the barrage we saw after that.
They couldn't come out of that corner after that. They couldn't get off the stool and get out of the corner. Ole Miss was meeting them, 3 steps away from their side of the ring and just knocking them out. They couldn't even let them get off the chair on Saturday. After that, I don't hate going for it on 4th down. I don't. But what I hated was the play call. They had established the line of scrimmage. They were running the football, and then right there on 4th and goal, you get away from yourself. Well, I say you get away from yourself. What they have struggled with more than anything is creating an identity, and they don't know who they are.
Well, and not just that. I mean, where's that play? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where's that play? Where's that play in that specific time? Because that's a very critical point in the game, I think we would say. And so where's that play that all offenses have that gets you that for sure touchdown, or even gets you a better look at it? So it's not a problem with the scheme. It was a problem with the execution.
Yeah.
But the guy's wide damn open. You know what I'm saying? Where's that? Similar to what the hell you saw up there with James Franklin up there with Penn State and all these damn overtimes, and they can't make it in the end zone.
I mean,
after 100 tries.
Are people really clamoring for Penn State's coach?
Right.
They went to 9 overtimes yesterday and scored 18 points.
I think he lost himself the job yesterday.
I hope he did. Yeah. I really do. I mean, if anybody was serious about that and watched that brand of football, I mean, nobody can be signing up for that.
That was very, very hard to watch.
Oh.
I mean, you think you're going to 9 overtimes, you're going to see some touchdowns, baby.
Right.
Can I get some points?
You don't think the final score's going to be 20 to 18?
Oh,
20 to 18 and 9
terrible
overtimes. I mean, that is a little league game.
Yeah.
Like Charles Barkley said, terrible.
That is better. I mean, that was unreal how bad a football that was. Speaking of bad football, right now here on Sunday night, San Francisco and Indianapolis battling it out in a rain-soaked West Coast as San Francisco is getting dumped on right now with a ton of rain, and it's happening on Sunday Night Football. Indy leading this one right now late in the first quarter. No Saints today. Burrow and Chase go absolutely
crazy.
Bonkers.
Just wild today. We will talk about that coming up here in a couple of minutes. Get what Jamar Chase is doing. Jamar Chase sat down with Randy Moss this morning on Sunday Countdown. If you missed that conversation, it was really just a great conversation between Moss. You could tell that they know each other first and foremost, that they had spent some time together and known each other since Chase's days at LSU, and Moss when he was here watching Thad play alongside Jamar. And just to see what he had 8 catches today for 200 yards and a score. He had an 80-yard touchdown run on an NFL field where the linebacker from Baltimore just gave up. He was running behind him. He had his head down running behind him, and about the 35-yard line, he just pulled up because Chase was running away from everybody. It was so fun to watch those two play today.
It's amazing.
Cincinnati, I mean, look, man, Baltimore and Pittsburgh have dominated that division for as long as I can remember. And Cincinnati goes in there and just gut punches Baltimore today. Baltimore played pretty good.
Yeah, they played well.
I mean, they didn't play bad.
Legit, dog.
Yeah, they are legit.
Dog, what we talked about last week, dog, anytime JB is standing up, you have a chance. You have a chance, man. Anytime that he's standing upright, he's the modern day Tom Brady right now. He is the modern day Tom Brady. People talking about passing the torch, and I ain't even talking about no looks and no shit like that. I'm talking about how the man play. Right. You understand how he commands that, how he goes about his business, how he brings everybody else and galvanizes the troops. Like, he's changed in look how short a time, dog. He's changed
2 years.
How anybody think about Cincinnati. Like, he's changed how anybody think about Cincinnati. He's going to be attracting free agents to Cincinnati, man.
41-17, Cincinnati runs up on Baltimore Baltimore today.
Run it up.
And beat them. 82-yarder in the third quarter from Jamar Chase today.
And Cincinnati defense?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They've impressed. Like, they surprised me.
A lot of the Saints guys that they picked up have
Trey
been
Hendrickson.
and Von Bell.
Von
Bell and Trey Hendrickson are and even Eli Apple's playing pretty good.
He is.
They coming around, and like I said, you keep that man upright. That connection that he's building with Chase.
Chase had 8 catches for 201, easily making him the most productive performance of his rookie season, which he has been recognized already twice by the league as the rookie of the month in the NFL. Ooh. He broke a franchise record for Cincinnati that had stood since 1969, and he has now obliterated the record set by Randy Moss in the first 7 games of a rookie season for wide receiver on yardage and touchdowns. I mean, just buckle up on what we're watching on Jamar Chase. It feels like it's an early on Hall of Fame career. I know that's that's bold to jump out there and say, but what we're watching feels like it is just. I mean, my son asked me today, who's the best wide receiver in the game right now?
Jamar Chase.
And I mean, I was brainstorming, and I'm like, I don't know how you don't say Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just he's running away from people out there.
Well, this is what you say, because I'm not gonna anoint a guy after 7 games, but what you say is who's the best receiver in the league right now?
Yeah.
Is Jamar Chase. Now he has to, because you judged on consistency over time.
Yeah.
So, and then now you get judged when, and let me tell you something too, man. And everything is phenomenal, but also you get judged when you hit that damn playoff, baby.
Uh-huh.
You understand me? Because them boys play a whole lot different. That's what I had to find out when I first got. You play it's a whole, like them vets and them boys, it's a whole different swag when it gets close to that. So he has to, listen, I ain't taking nothing away from the dude, man.
Sure.
He's a monster.
Right.
And he just has to continue and continue that, and continue to get better, man. Because boy, and you know what? Honestly, Joe's not gonna let him get complacent.
Yeah. He won't let the organization.
Nah, hell no.
And like you said, he's the modern day Tom Brady.
He is.
I was watching Phil Simms the other
Dog.
night on Inside in the NFL on Showtime. He compared him to a modern day Joe Montana. You know, said the same which is very
thing.
similar.
Yeah.
They were comparing Brady to Montana
yeah.
when he was kind of coming in.
Yeah.
And then I heard this morning, or I heard at halftime today, when somebody was asked if Cincinnati had the number 1 pick and had to do it all again, and you knew what you knew about Justin Herbert and you knew what you knew about Joe Burrow, who would you take? And the entire panel said Burrow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a matter of if, it's when he's hoisting the trophy and he's a league MVP. I mean, he's just got that. Like you said, you got to keep him healthy. You got to keep him upright.
I pulled up the receiver stats in the NFL, and Cooper Kupp is first he's got 809 yards, 9 touchdowns. But Jamar's second with 754 and 6 touchdowns on 21 less receptions.
Wow. What a big playmaker.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I mean, that's what he is.
21 less receptions.
That's what he is. He is a big time.
Well, I mean, today.
Playmaker, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that 2 players had him to the ground. I mean, he spun out of
I thought it was over.
NFL a linebacker and a safety, spun out of him and outran. I mean, the scene of the linebacker pulling up is just, I mean, like, that's a wow type of moment.
I mean, he's smart.
Yeah, no, I get you. But, you know, I mean, an NFL field, to see somebody just run away from somebody like that.
Special, man.
I mean.
Special with a capital damn S.
All right, let's get to BJ Ojulari. Tough one for our guy yesterday, even though he was flying around.
He was all over the place.
He was all over the place again this weekend. As last weekend he was dominant. Again this weekend. Remember, our Sunday night conversation is brought to you by Lance Beal, the attorney at law, and every time that Rohan is here is brought to you by Fletcher Paint. Fletcher Paint, of course, Brian Fletcher and his crew over at Fletcher Paint. Get in touch with him. All of the historic sites that you see around the city, Governor's Mansion, Old State Capitol, Fletcher Painting has had their hand on that project. Find out more at Fletcher Painting on Facebook. Give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back. We'll reset and have BJ Ojulari, and then we'll continue our conversation with Rohan on what he thought of the weekend quarterback play. You got to look at Garrett Nussmeier, some more freshman wide receivers, an award for Walker Howard. We'll talk a lot here with Rohan before we get out of here on this Sunday night, presented by Lance Beal Law on the Jordy Culotta Show. Home to the finest boudin in South Louisiana. 2 spots right here in Baton Rouge and out in Prairieville. Stop in and see them in the Dutchtown Shopping Center on Highway 73 or right here in Baton Rouge on Jefferson Highway. Online, abearsmarkets.com, and they're all over social media. You can find them on Facebook. You can find them on Instagram. Abears combines perfect seasoning with that authentic Cajun flavor. Find out for yourself. Baton Rouge on Jefferson Highway and in Prairieville on Highway 73. abearsmarkets.com. Gearing up for spring and summer down here in South Louisiana, and you want to keep your lawn maintained during these sunny seasons, get in touch with our friend Blake Abear over at Abear's Lawn Maintenance, where he says, you grow it, I mow it. 225-485-8022. 225-485-8022 is where you can find Hebert's Lawn and Maintenance, the official lawn and maintenance company of the undisclosed location. That's how he's making some money.
Yeah. I'm a dog, y'all.
Welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, Sunday nights, presented by Lance Beal Law, our guy down in Acadiana. Let him help you out. Small businesses, any questions you may have about legal representation, get in touch with Lance Beal, 337-991-6263. Every Sunday night, we link up with one of the best pass rushers in the SEC, BJ Ojulari, who was all over the field again yesterday for LSU. Not the outcome that BJ and the crew wanted, as that was a tough flight back from Oxford to Baton Rouge, as LSU fell yesterday to Ole Miss, as we said, in a game on Saturday. Now LSU will have the game. It will have a bye and a Saturday off here, an off week, and we link up with BJ Ojulari here on the Jordy Culotta Show. Good afternoon, good evening. How are you, my man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good. Tell me about that atmosphere yesterday. That looked like they retire Eli Manning's number. They've got big recruits all in the stadium. What was that atmosphere yesterday like in Oxford?
The atmosphere was jumping, especially with the ceremony they had for Eli Manning, and then the recruit they had there. So, the fans showed up, and they showed out for the Ole Miss Rebels.
You played really good again, man. Evaluate your performance. What did you think of your play?
I think I played all right. I would like to get after Matt Corral a little bit more, put more pressure on him. But besides that, I think I played all right. Lost the edge a couple of times. We made that adjustment during the game. But that's really what I took away from that game.
BJ, what's up, baby? This Rohan.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Congratulations again. I know the outcome wasn't what you guys wanted, but you played great again with your effort, man. Hats off to you for that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, well, look, my question to you is this. I know with all the guys out, all the guys out on defense and all the shuffling, and you be having to play. I saw Sage played a lot in the slot yesterday with those guys being out. What's been the biggest adjustment with all those guys being out, whether it be communication, getting the rotation, getting the calls down? What's been the biggest adjustment with those guys being out? Because I know y'all playing more zone now on the back end than y'all did early on with Ricks and Sting being out.
Oh yeah, it's more on the back end, but from the front end standpoint, it's pretty much the same. It's better having G-Lo back with the experience, and with Flock going down yesterday and having the corners out, it's this next man up mentality. Coach C-Ray does a good job with the DBs, making sure everybody knows what they do on their job. Radarius Jones came out there, he made a couple big hits,
he played well.
and big plays, so he stepped up in that position. Sage Ryan, he's a young guy, but he's gonna be good for us in the secondary.
What was the challenge that Corral presented to you? A lot of people have him as the leader in the Heisman Trophy race at this point in the season. What was the challenge that he provided to you guys yesterday?
Yeah, he used his feet well. I think he was a little injured, so he didn't use his feet as much. But when he needed a first down, they used him a lot. But they really just established a good running game on us. And then here and there, they got big explosive plays up the field with their tight ends and stuff like that.
Is the message from the coaching staff hitting home after the news last week? Is it preparation? Does it feel as usual as it does before last week's news of Orgeron being relieved?
Oh yeah, the guys still want to win out. Our goal is still try to win out. But yeah, the goal is the message is still hidden in the locker room. We didn't come here to lose, so we're still on a mission to beat everybody we go against.
How do you use this week of off? How do you use this off week for preparation?
We're gonna hit the film room, of course. This is a big week for the injured guys to recover and hopefully get healthy to be able to play against Bama. We have 2 weeks to prepare, so mostly anything mental mistakes or anything that we're gonna see, because they say it's a copycat league, so Bama's gonna hit us with it again. So hopefully we can just eliminate those mental errors.
What was the biggest issues you guys faced yesterday in the run game of Ole Miss? Whether fits, whether it's staying in the lane, whether it's getting off block. What was the biggest, especially going into the third and fourth quarter? Because first quarter, going in the second, you guys was spot on. But whether fatigue started to play a part in it with the tempo of Ole Miss, us getting the 3 and outs, and you guys going back on the field, what was the biggest problem now?
I know. Early in the game, they tried to attack us on the edge.
Yep.
For the end, so that was a point of correction for us. We kind of got it fixed throughout the game.
Meaning giving up the edge.
Yeah, giving up the edge, yes, sir. But we were prepared for the tempo. We practiced tempo all week. But I would say, towards the end, maybe the longer drives and stuff like that, maybe that could have been a factor in it. But that's still no excuse for them scoring 31 points.
Have you had a chance to watch Alabama play yet?
I caught some of their game on the plane ride back. Tennessee played a great game, first half against them. But just watching how they played, they finished well against Tennessee, and we're gonna evaluate them more and going into this week.
So what's the schedule like compared to a regular week here during the bye? How does it change? You guys have late in the week off?
Yes, sir. So going in tomorrow, we just have a team meeting tomorrow, I believe. So we just resting tomorrow, just meetings tomorrow, and then throughout the week we have practice on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then we have Friday from the weekend off.
You were making yourself a lot of money right now, BJ. Keep playing hard, man, and keep your head up. I know that positive things are coming to the program. Thank you, as always, for our time here on Sunday night.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, man. There is BJ Ojulari checking in there from LSU. Standout defensive end. As look, Ro, as you said it, outcome not what you want, but eight's playing his ass off on defense.
Yeah. He playing tough. 8. Jay Ward's playing tough. I mean, those guys playing hard, man. Yeah. They're playing hard.
Oh my God, Carson Wentz. I mean, how bad? Terrible. How bad is this? I mean, the last 3 passes he have thrown has been an interception.
Oh, they've been perfect passes.
What?
They've been perfect.
To San Francisco. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I mean, he's hitting him. Look at that.
He hit him right
in the face. Hit him in a face mask.
I mean,
put on the numbers.
I don't know who the hell he's playing for tonight, baby.
I mean,
they've been perfect passes.
Wentz got the 49ers, whatever the number is. He's got tonight's game check on San Francisco.
I'm telling you, goodness gracious, Carson.
Ro, what do you make of where we are here with this Orgeron thing? Because this thing is going. I'm not looking to pile on. I'm not looking to. We all know what's done is done, but you can see it in the demeanor. You can see it on the sideline. You can see it in the post game.
Yeah, man.
Nobody cares.
Don't care, man.
You know what I mean? Like nobody cares. Which when you're managing $100 million brand and $100 million business, and you've got somebody in the lead that doesn't really give a shit about it, that's a dangerous place to have your golden goose, your lottery ticket. I got to imagine that Woodward and Dr. Tate, I saw them on the sidelines yesterday. They had to be thinking, this is going to be a hell of a long month.
Well, look, in Scott I trust.
Yep.
I'm going to start there. The demeanor and the give a damn that you saw definitely is not what we want.
Yeah.
I mean, that is definitely not the message, not anything that you want to send to the university, to these kids, to your recruits. I mean, we talk about the decision making, and all that factors in. If all of that factors in, if you give a darn, you know what I'm saying? So, for him to have that attitude in the press conference,
the press conference. What happened today, Coach? I don't know. I mean, we had a great week of practice. I had no idea. I mean, because after the first 15 on offense, they didn't make an adjustment. They didn't make an adjustment on defense. They didn't make an adjustment on offense. They went into halftime. It looked like they just kind of kicked their feet up and watched the halftime performance, came back out. I mean, was as just
and you got to think about it now.
Bland.
When we talk about it and talk about Coach O, I mean, it's not just him. It's the entire coaching because they all are in the same predicament, same boat as far as what's going to happen. They're, human nature in itself, you definitely more worried about yourself and your family 100%. And the longevity of what's going to happen to you before you are about a university that you know is going to stand that's going to be here, that's going to be around. So, and although we talk about you still got a coach and you still getting paid, of course you do. And of course that is, but I mean, I'm just speaking honestly from you're going to think about your family, especially you got 100%. This, you got that. You're going to definitely. So all of that comes into play when these decisions are being made. Some of these coaches may want to just hurry up and get the hell out of here and get this thing over with. You know what I mean? So it's all those things that come into play. That's why now is what now is where you really look and evaluate. You know what I mean? As far as players as
who
well.
You have.
Yeah, who's still riding for you.
Yeah.
And from what we just saw, ain't too many people riding, baby.
And this is a tough.
And you saw it with the players once they got into the third quarter, on into the fourth, where it was just like what we eating on this plane ride back.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right, Tiger Land at night, huh, fellas? I mean, we should get back about 6:30. We can meet up at. I don't know, man. This is going to get a lot worse before it gets any better because you think about where you are on the schedule. You're on a bye week going into the Bama game. Yeah. I mean, if there was not just a worse time for all of this to be coming front and center, and I got to imagine with the messages that Nick Saban and the living rooms that Nick Saban plans on being in the state of Louisiana over the next month, that, he's looking to make an example out of next Saturday. And he's looking for something that he can walk into a living room of Quincy Wiggins, Jacoby Matthews, Shaz Preston, and say, over the last 2 years, 2020 and 2021, we've beaten LSU by 100.
Yeah.
No bullshit. We've beaten them by 100. And I think that that's the type of message and tone that this game could potentially send. And when you start messing with the brand of LSU football and you've got the last couple of weeks, you've got the shitstorm that Orgeron has provided you over the last year and a half into what this next 4 weeks could look like. It's a scary proposition for people in leadership, people that are cutting checks, people that are depending on this program to make a lot of people a lot of money, have to be looking at the next 4 to 5 weeks and just cringing and not being able to sit still because of just the anxiety that you have. Orgeron's checked out. Everybody around him. I don't know about the coaches because I'm like, bro, they're on an interview.
Yeah.
Everybody's coaching for their life. I mean, Orgeron's the only one with $17 million guaranteed coming at him, right? With already 15 in the bank. So, I mean, he's going to walk away here with about $25 million that he has made over the last 3 years. There's nobody else on that staff, unless he's greasing Panamsky, which he better be at this point, that's really going to get out of here with any type of smile. I mean, everybody's really coaching for their life. Everybody's trying to present film to somebody that says, hey, look, even though we were shitty, the offensive line was still playing, or the linebackers were still producing, or the wide receivers were prepared for the games. I mean, I don't know how much you can go in there game plan and say, hey, look, my unit was shining, but you can at least say, turn on the film, my unit was prepared.
Yeah. And they stopped.
Right. I mean, they never quit.
Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, this is an on-job interview for the next 4 weeks for players and coaches of LSU football. And it also could be, which I think that, the administration has to play defense against, is that it's also an open interview for the rest of the league, for the rest of the country. Because recruiting has developed so many relationships where we're crazy if we don't think that Kirby Smart, Jimbo Fisher, and Nick Saban don't have they don't have a line to BJ Ojulari.
Right.
Like that they don't have a line to Mason Smith. That they don't have a line to Brian Thomas. That they don't have a line to Corey Kiner. You know what I mean? Like that. I've got to imagine that their DMs, their text they're all blowing up with some type of communication from somebody within that organization. So, I mean, it's a very scary time for LSU football right now. Forget what you're watching on the field. It is terrible, and I'm telling you, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse because of the opponents.
Yeah, you know the thing about it though is it's going to get worse because you're going to you got good opponents coming up, such as you've been playing, and you're not ready. I mean, Bama, you already know what that is.
Arkansas.
But this is the thing, man. The problem we have is we're LSU. And so we have to know that we're not the upper echelon of the SEC right now. And so you got to really just be strategic about it, Jay, about what it is you have to do. You have these young guys now. Look at this boy. You are not.
Oh my God.
Lord.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord. Oh no, 11. Son, just bring me your playbook and see me tomorrow. Okay?
Let me get that iPad, 11. Look, he's asking for the touchback.
He's
praying.
He don't know the rule now.
He's praying for the touchback.
Please be a touchback. I didn't know.
What's your boy's name on July 4th in the wheelchair?
Oh no.
What's his name?
Oh,
what is you doing, Terry? Terry, what is you doing?
Oh no, Terry.
Terry, oh no, what is you doing?
He kicked it.
You know, his people at the game were thinking, my God, what are you doing?
Man, I think that's...
What number you here to see? 13.
Anybody but 11.
Damn it, 11.
Goodness gracious.
What's the call here? Look, he's praying for a touchback. His ass is about this tight right now. I swear, Coach, that's a touchback. No, it's not a touchback.
I knew it was, Coach. I knew it was.
Oh, God.
Straight up kicked it.
Yeah, he kicked it.
Straight up kicked it.
He's losing his mind right now. I just got here.
Oh, no.
But look, so the problem is we're an average team.
Oh, below average right now, huh?
Yeah, we're an average team right now.
Yeah.
And so the first thing we have to do is we got to make a splash at this hire. We have to start there and bring in who the hell we know with no question about it comes in and it has to be somebody offensive minded, in my opinion, that comes in and silence and buries the garbage about the university and about who's been the head man in that position based on what's been done by who's currently in that position. So you're not questioning who LSU has running their program. You're not questioning the integrity of who's there, the integrity of the program, the cover-up, all of the things that has transpired and gone on in the last 24 months. You know what I mean? Starting from everything, from anything, from Les Miles to Orgeron to everything. You know what I mean? So we've been under a light for the last, so all that, I'm sure Scott knows this, factors into who the next guy will be, man, because you can't have a questionable coach as we have now and then bring in someone with kind of the same mantra or the same baggage or whatever it is may be. We have to get this. This is the biggest thing ever.
Bayou Bingo says, Ro, what do you think about Lincoln Riley? His name is kind of seems like
I like Lincoln.
Yeah,
I do. I like Lincoln. The one thing about him, I like, and I put him in the same mold as kind of like Kiffin, man. These guys are developers of athletes on the offensive side of the ball. Now, my question is, how committed are these guys to the defensive side of the ball? And I don't mean, I know they want to stop people. I know they want to play good defense, but at the core of who they are, similar to Coach Saban, the core of who he is, you know where the heart lies.
Right.
So, but you also saw that he had to go out and change what he was thinking offensively in order for him to change and continue to be who he is. So that's what I'm saying with a Kiffin, with a Lincoln Riley, with these guys. How committed are you guys? And even so much with Kiffin to change the tempo a little bit from what you do to work better with your defense.
Yeah.
Is your ego enough for you to change that, or are you not willing to? And then also with that, are you guys now willing to understand what it takes to win at a place like LSU and what it takes to, it's not a place where you could come and just win football games. You got to win chips.
Yeah. And
that's where the separation comes with from those guys stepping up from where they are to now a big time program such as ourselves. And that's what my issues are and my concerns are with those guys. How committed are they to the defensive side of the football?
Sunday nights are brought to you by the law offices of Lance Beal. Beal is located on Jefferson Street in Lafayette, Louisiana. Get in touch with him for any legal representation down in the Acadiana area. 337-991-6263. You saw Nussmeier and you saw Johnson on Saturday. What'd you think of the quarterbacks?
I mean, same story. You didn't see Mad Max push it down the field too much. You saw them run a bunch of RPOs with the counteraction, what they was running a bunch of last week. But what you saw was bang, bang plays, man. No run after catches. You saw guys catching slant routes and getting tackled. I think the first quarter, he probably threw 4 slant routes down the field. I think he played solid. They didn't ask him to do much. The running game didn't take off the way that it did previous week.
Yeah.
So that kind of put a little bit more on him. He still, threw the ball a respectful amount of time. But you saw his limitations just like, in anything else. You saw the limitations and you saw what they forced LSU to do. And that was we'll give you the little bang-bang stuff underneath and trying to force it. They really was trying to force him to push the ball down the field more. Because everything underneath was real tight. I mean, there was nothing – some of those balls were even in double coverage, but they were great catch by the receivers. You saw what you saw with Nussmeier, man, when he came in. You saw the difference in the two. You saw the polar
quick twitch, huh?
Yeah. Very quick twitch, like your boy. Very quick twitch. Just walk. He one of those guys that everything they do is fast. Even when you watch him warm up, he warms up fast. Everything he does is fast. And you saw his arm strength. You saw his arm talent on the touchdown pass.
Yeah.
Threaded it through the back of the end zone between 3 people.
There's one spot you can put that ball at.
He put
it there.
Yeah.
He missed Malik Neighbors on a throw in the fourth quarter in the end zone where it was just different.
Yeah.
It was about 12 feet off the ground the entire time, 25 yards. Even Danielson was like, whoa, Nussmeier's got a live arm.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
The pass he threw on the sideline.
Over the
DB in between.
Yeah, where he dropped it in between end zone.
That was there's a handful of people that can make that throw consistently. And you can tell that it was a confident throw in him because he saw it and let it go at me. He read cover 2, held the safety as much as he could on the hash and let it go. It was a great throw.
It was.
Yeah, great throw.
It was. But, Max is the starter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just that's very beneficial to him, though. You got to give him some reps. That's something that you can.
I think going forward, they need a package for him. Now you have to put a package, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm talking about, though. Like, we don't know if the coaches are even on this. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm saying.
How much do you care to scheme about that?
What am I developing him for? Who am I developing him for? I'm not going to be here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not how you should feel.
Sure. Right. Because that's human nature, right?
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm thinking more about this than that. You know what I mean? Am I going to put like realistically, he should have a whole quarter at some point during a football game. He should have a quarter. If you're not Max your guy, start Max, give Max his quarter, and then give him the second quarter, and then bring Max back out for halftime. But he definitely, because he's going to be in the flow. He's going to be in the flow. Walker Howard's going to be in the flow. Mad Max is going to be in the flow. So why not? Let's see what he is about with live bullets. And let's not wait for spring ball. The best evaluation is right now against the Bamas, the Arkansas, and A&Ms. You know what I mean? So, and the kid, and honestly, I mean, hell, he showed that he ain't scared. So, I'll go ahead and put a package together for him, put together his favorite plays, and roll with him.
If you could, for me, if you were Jamie Howard, the dad of Walker Howard right now, how would you feel? I mean, and I'm not asking you to tell me how he is feeling, but if your son was the number one quarterback in the country committed to LSU, how would you be feeling right now?
I would be very optimistic. And let me say this: nothing means nothing until you sign that line.
Right.
And I would feel like my son has options. I would feel like need some reassurance on, who's the. I would have to really wait to see who the coach is going to be, and I would have to wait and see who's going to be working with my son, who. And when you have, and especially, I mean, both of us can say the same thing with both quarterbacks, and when you know what you know, and you know what your son needs, and where and how he flourishes, and so all those things are going to be on the table. I mean, it's the same thing if Ark Manning was, you know what I mean? Like, you're not just going to invest all that time and put your kid in a situation that's with the unknown, where you don't know what the hell is going on, who's going to be working with him, if the guy's credible, if the guy has a background and whatever, if he played the position, or is he a book coach? You know what I mean? You just you never know. So that's how I would feel. I would feel like that, and everything for me, if I was in that position, would be on the table. And not to say I'm not in love with what I've said and things of that nature, but at this point, still, I have to look out for what's in the best interest of my kid.
Absolutely.
And what he wants to do going forward with his future.
This opens the door for people like Steve Sarkisian and Nick Saban and everybody, right?
I mean, door for everybody.
Right. Anybody that can pitch a message right now.
Dion and everybody.
Yeah. Ole Miss turned this weekend into an Arch Manning.
Yeah,
I saw that.
I mean, they painted his name in the end zone, bro. They put Manning in both end zones. Lane Kiffin had the Eli Manning New York Giants jersey on before the game. I mean, everybody had on Manning stickers. It was just a throw everything you got at one person in recruiting this weekend while they decorate one of their most famous players and one of the most famous families in the Mannings and Eli. Do you have a firsthand account on Arch? Do you have a read on Arch? Do you have a what's your analysis of Arch Manning? How would you analyze him, the player, right now?
I've seen him play twice.
And is this 11 on 11 or 7 on 7?
No, 11 on 11.
11 on 11.
Yeah, real football. I've seen him play twice. I think he's a good football player.
Von Bluesman says that was for Eli. Von Bluesman. Get a clue, bro.
Sure it was.
Get a clue.
Sure, Eli.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Eli.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Eli, look, there's your number up there. Where's Arch?
Eli.
Eli, look, there's 10. Where's Arch?
Eli got his number retired. Arch got Eli's number retired.
That's right. Hey, Arch, by the way, if you want to wear 10, we'll take it out of the rafters.
We'll take it down.
It's all good. But back to it. So give me some analysis.
I think he's a good football player. I mean,
good football player, like number one football player in the country type good? Because Walker Howard is, they say, the number one quarterback in the country. Is he that good?
Yeah, Walker Howard is that good.
Right. Right, he is that good.
Yeah, he's that good. Art could be that good. I've seen him play against not so good competition, and I've seen him play against better competition. And against better competition, it's been, I mean, like you would expect, it's been a struggle at times.
Last week on national TV.
Yeah. So I think that, a lot comes with the great Manning name, and I know a lot on him. So I think he's a fantastic football player. I think he's going to be a fantastic quarterback, but still has a lot of room to grow as we all. You know what I mean? So I know a lot of people are annoying him and say he's this, he's that, and he is. He's going to be a fantastic football player, but he has some growing to do.
Okay, so this week LSU bye week. What do we expect? I mean, this season is just. Do you expect a hire to be named within the season, or do they?
I expect the hire.
I mean, because the early signing period is December 11th. I mean, you got to have things in place.
I expect the hire within the next couple weeks, man. Like, you know what I mean? Or definitely towards the end of when we get to wrapping this thing up, because we have to. People got to know, and most importantly, recruits and our own players. You got to know what you getting on the offense and defensive side. Most importantly, honestly, who your OC and DC is going to be, because that's going to tell the players what kind of defense and offense you're going to be running, and that's going to tell these recruits: do I want to go play in that system? Do I want to go play for that guy? You know what I mean? So that's even more important. Who are your assistant coaches going to be? And listen, there's a lot of work to be done.
We will be talking about this LSU football program all through the week. Roe will be here later in the week recapping kind of what we've talked about, but LSU in a bye. Before we get out of here on this Sunday night, 41-17, Cincinnati beats Baltimore today. Jamar Chase now has 754 yards receiving, which is the most for a player through the first seven games of his career since the AFL-NFL merger. Wow. Joe Burrow has thrown 2 touchdown passes in every game this season. The Cincinnati Bengals right now are 5-2, and looks like a true contender throughout the first part of this NFL season. Ro, you have played at that level. You have seen greatness at that level. What are we witnessing when we're watching Cincinnati right now? It feels like this is the beginning of what could be a decade-type run of not dominance, but at least contention for the Bengals.
Yeah, they look like they still got to do some things up front to solidify that line. But defensively, they're much improved. Playing a lot better up front, being really physical at the point of attack. The interior is getting some pressure, and the ends are getting some pressure on the opposing quarterbacks. And, I thought it was a mistake to take Jamar over a dominant left tackle.
Yeah.
But I take that back, man.
Yeah. I think a lot of people were saying Penei Sewell was the guy. Like, it just because of what happened to Burrow.
Correct.
The offensive line.
Correct.
You can find wide receivers, but this cat's just different.
You can't find wide receivers.
Not like him.
Not this one.
This level,
Right. Not this one. You can find them, but this one, no, this one is different. And, the connection that these guys have. I mean, you definitely know it looks like they've done it before, in which they have, but how they are in sync with each other, man, and how the trust that he has in Jamar to either bat the ball down or come down with the football is incredible. And, I mean, you said it earlier about, who's this, who's that. I mean, for me, it doesn't matter if you're a rookie or you're a 15-year guy. It's all about that season. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it's about what's going on that season. So for me, it doesn't matter where you are in your career. And Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow right now, I mean, if you put one in the conversation for something, you have to put them both in the conversation. And in my opinion, it's I think Kyler Murray's in the conversation.
Joe's working himself in it.
Is working himself in the conversation.
Herbert.
I think Herbert's in there. I think Dak's in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's some dominant things.
I mean, Mahomes
think,
and KC got beat 28-3 today.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, like, shit's changing for Kansas City.
That's what I'm saying. I think the kid, the DB from Dallas, I think he's in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. Diggs.
Yeah,
Trayvon Diggs. I mean, there's, listen, those all pro even. I mean, for these guys, man, Jamar Chase right now is putting, he put him on notice week one, and his consistency has been incredible. And it seems like he's just getting better.
How hard is it in that league? Because at this point that defensive coordinators are now scheming against him.
It's hard.
And to see him in the 7th game go for 208 catches and an 85-yard score when Baltimore's defensive coordinator probably spent 4 days of preparation on Jamar Chase.
I mean, they put Marlon Humphrey on him.
That's what I'm about to tell you.
One corner.
That's what I was just about to get at. The thing about it is this. You have what they call, like you just said it, number one corners.
Yeah.
And so they may not right now be scheming for him, Jay, like at the beginning. They may just be like, we're paying you $15 million.
We're going to put our best out there.
That's exact. And what's happening is he's killing their best.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. It don't matter if it's Humphrey. It don't matter who it is. They thinking they going out there and they about to do something with this rookie. And I'm going to tell you what it is, dog. They just don't understand how fucking strong he is.
Yeah. They get their hands on him in the beginning, and they're like, "Oh shit!"
Like he's really fast. And then once you get up there, and you don't understand how strong he is. Now you're blown away by that, and now he start pulling away from you.
Yeah.
And you was like, dog. Jamar Chase is big, dog.
I think that's what that linebacker was. Like he was just kind of like,
he was like, I thought about the room. Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't get him to the ground, and now I can't catch him.
Like, not only can I not catch him, I'm not even making any ground.
Yeah, he's running away from me.
But dude, that boy is big, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like big, man. You know what I mean?
Big, strong hands.
And you see it whenever they try to press him. He never loses in a press battle.
Yeah.
Like, that was their calling card at LSU. I mean, all those Clemson touchdowns down the sidelines when they press up.
Did you see his mic'd up last week? He was mic'd up versus Detroit, and they showed it. And, like, after the 3rd series of the game, he tells the DB, like they're running down, they don't throw it to him, and he says, I got you now. I know what you're trying to do to me now. And he would come up, and he was like he was trying to press him, and when he would break the huddle, and he would be sprinting out, and he would see they would press you, he would, like, start giggling to himself. He would kind of start laughing to himself, thinking, I'm about to bust his ass. Like, I'm about to bust his ass.
That's when you know you got it, baby. And you know what that is, man? That's film study. That's him done recognize something in the DB that he knows is, okay, this is what I got to do to get to where I need to get to. And he's a smart football player.
To talk about the Bengals, the rest of, they got the Jets next week, Browns again, Raiders, Steelers. So they got a couple games in there: the Chargers, Ravens, and Chiefs. Which the Chiefs don't even look good anymore.
Cleveland,
they've got and Cleveland. But other than that, they look like they got a pretty good schedule that they can keep it up.
They're 2 kicks away from being from 7-0.
Right.
Yeah.
Really. They had no business in the Chicago game.
Right.
Burrow and Chase bring them back in that game. And then
they should have won Green Bay.
And then they should have won against Green Bay.
And
they missed 5 kicks. All right, good stuff tonight. Remember Lance Beal, the law offices of Lance Beal. He's over in Acadiana on Jefferson Street. Lance at lancebeal.com is an email for him. So if you're outside of the Lafayette area and could use some legal advice or some legal guidance, get in touch with Beal. 337-991-6263. And then also when Rohan is here, that is compliments of Brian Fletcher Painting. Fletcher Painting LLC is where they are on Facebook. You can find them there. Paint contractors, great experience, over 40 years of experience over there at Fletcher Painting. And write this number down, Fletcher Painting LLC, 225-200-1082. 225-200-1082 is the phone number to get in touch with Brian Fletcher Painting. For Rohan, for Noah, I'm Jordy Culotta signing off on this Sunday night. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., getting you set up for Saints and Seahawks tomorrow night. from the 12
Going
as
down, baby.
Seattle is a home underdog, giving up points to the New Orleans Saints. 5.5-point favorites for the Saints as they'll be on the road tomorrow night, closing out the NFL schedule. Sunday Night Football right now, Indianapolis just took the lead 13-12 in a rain-soaked San Francisco. So a sloppy game on Sunday night. Enjoy it. We're back with you tomorrow morning. But you got something before we get out of here?
Before we get out of here, big shout out to the Dunham Tigers girls volleyball and my baby girl Rhea Davy.
How'd they do?
District champs, undefeated district champs. You know, winner of the Newman Invitational over the weekend, killing it. 28-3 on the year. Getting ready to start some district play and make that run to the state title.
Damn, 28-3 before a district title.
Listen, man, we not playing, dog. Coach Donna not playing, man. Coach Donna putting them in all the top tournaments and getting it out. Listen, man. Listen,
I know Donna Pixley ain't playing.
Listen, Coach Donna do not play.
Light your ass up.
Listen.
Light your ass.
I'm scared. I'm scared of that
Me
little
too.
lady, boy.
Me too.
Listen, I don't play with Coach Donna.
She having to say nothing. She give you that look. I'm in the wrong spot.
Just give me that look. I gotta leave Coach Donna alone, boy. Big shout out to Coach Donna, man. For real.
For Roe and the crew, for Noah, we're back with you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Jordy Culotta Show. Shout out to Lance Beal, attorney at law in Fletcher Panning.
Shout out to Lance, dog.
We'll be back with you tomorrow morning.